time, you showed that on to a lot of people on UFC, right? Some people see it and they think it's a gimmick. Why is that beneficial for athletes?
So the simplest answer, I'll go from the cognitive side and I'll go from the more mindset, psychological side. So from the cognitive side, it actually works. I know you brought on numerous brain scientists, so your audience probably have heard this, but it works regions of the brain that work on inhibition control, goal planning, and error detection, right? So this is something like a loop almost. So when you see the Stroop color, so if the color mismatches the word, red written in green, green written in blue, etc. So the first thing is the part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, where we make decisions, plan out, rationalize what makes us human, right? So the first step is planning. The plan is color, not word. Simplistic, right? This is why it gets gimmicky, because, okay, you're looking at a color, whatever. But from the neuroscience side of it, you're actually having to plan out what to do. That's part one. So the second part is error detection. So there's something called the ACC, which is the anterior cingulate cortex, which is error detection, emotional regulation, reward response. So you see where I'm going with this. So now if I detect, okay, it's not red, it says it, but it's written in blue. So now I detected that I'm fixing the error, which is it's not this color. I fixed it. Or if you don't, you say the wrong thing and then you recognize, wait, I said red when it was supposed to be blue. Either way you look at it, your brain has to recalibrate to some degree.
Yes. So
that's the ACC, the anterior cingulate cortex. Now the VTA, the ventral tegmental area, this is where we talk about dopamine response. So the VTA for short. So after you did the correct or incorrect response, now that dopamine reward system has to say, good job, behavior that I needed was fulfilled. Back to square one, the color you saw, go back to it again and repeat. Now, if it was wrong, guess what? It's the thing with dopamine. People think it's only for the bad responses. No, it works for the good response, I should say. But it works for the bad responses too, or the negative responses too. Look at like drug addiction. It's giving a reward or a motivation to do the behavior again because your body is saying, I need this. So same thing with the training. If you do it wrong, you're reinforcing the wrong behavior. So that's the beauty of those drills. At face value, look like a fun brain game, sure. But you're teaching from a physical standpoint how your brain needs to, 1, interpret information, 2, correct yourself to whatever degree, and 3, reinforce it. And you saw I did the one outside. It was like 45 seconds to a minute. So a minute of that, you're conditioning your brain. Literally, that's why we coined it cognitive conditioning, because like strength conditioning is the same way. You get under a stimuli, whether it's a 300-pound squat or a 400-pound bench, whatever it is, it forces an adaptation. And the same thing with our brain. So that's the cognitive side.
Yeah.
Now, going to the mental or psychological side, if I do mess up in real time, the first thing, I don't care if they're pro athletes to a little girl. I have an 8-year-old daughter who does some of these drills, and it's almost identical. The first thing they do when they mess up, oh man. And that right there tells me, you get easily flustered when things don't go your way. So not everyone does this, but that's the beauty of different personalities.
Yeah, like the next thing's coming. You got to keep going.
Perfect, exactly. So that's where that part comes in from the mental, psychological side, because now not only am I reinforcing it cognitively, I can change or sustain my mood. Because some people do sustain. I have people who literally mess up, do it again, mess up, do it, and they keep getting frustrated to the point where they stop. Yeah. I've had people who get paid a lot of money on a certain day to do certain things, walk away from these tasks.
Just think about like the essence of like an athlete breaking down during a game because maybe he made a bad pass, or a fucking grappler he gets swept, he just gives up on the match. Right?
You don't feel good about yourself anymore. Not as confident.
Yeah.
It's sunk down. If it sinks down, like I think the other guy can feel that, right?
This is amazing. Yeah. It trains.
I think sports are exactly what you're pointing out. I mean, this game with the colors, and I know you have like lots of variations of that. That's what sports is. I think that people don't recognize that, but everything is like pattern recognition. So someone in